It was Halloween 1989. Our small town felt different that year, almost like the chill in the air wasn't just from the October weather. I was 12 years old, just young enough to still be very excited for Halloween and candy, but old enough to go trick-or-treating on my own. The night was perfect, a sea of jack-o'-lanterns glowing on porches, the laughter of excited kids echoing down the streets. But that year, my parents had given me a rule: be home early. They didn't say why, but I had overheard whispers between the adults, warnings about something with the woods near town. I had hit up almost every house in the neighborhood. My pillowcase was bursting with candy, and I'd lost track of time. When I checked my watch, I realized it was later than I thought. My house was on the other side of town, and if I wanted to make it home in time, there was only one way to do it: the old path through Weller Woods. I've always been warned to stay out of those woods, especially at night. They are thick, dark, and twisted, even in the daylight. But that night, I could feel my pulse racing with that strange Halloween excitement, and maybe a little bit of fear, too. I told myself it'd be fine. It was just a shortcut, and I didn't want my parents to yell at me for being out too late. Besides, Halloween was a night of mischief, so sneaking through a wooded shortcut in costume with a sack full of candy felt fun and adventurous as a 12-year-old. The second I stepped onto the path, I had that subtle feeling in the back of my mind, like I might be making a mistake. The forest seemed too quiet. No insects, no animals. Just silence. Only the wind pushing through the trees. I tried to shake it off, but every step I took seemed to echo, like each step was tattling on my choice to disobey my parents. About halfway through the shortcut, I noticed something. A shadow flittering between the trees, like someone or something was spying on me. But whenever I tried to focus on them, they disappeared, and then I heard it. A soft whisper behind me, like someone calling my name. Tommy. It was faint, almost like the wind, but I distinctly heard my name. I spun around, but no one was there. Or at least, that's what I thought at first. Out of the corner of my eye, I caught a glimpse of it. A figure, tall and thin, standing between the trees. Its eyes seemed to glow in the dark, watching me. I froze, heart pounding, and for a moment, I was too scared to breathe. I could barely make out its face, but something about it was wrong. Like it was wearing a mask, but the mask was alive, stretched over something that wasn't quite human. It didn't come towards me, it just lifted its hand, as if calling me to step off the path and follow it deeper into the woods. My legs felt like they were glued to the ground, but somehow I managed to snap out of it. I turned and ran. I ran faster than I'd ever run in my life. I swear I heard the sounds of leaves crunching behind me as if something was following me, closing in. I remember thinking, don't look back. One, I didn't want to see its scary face again, and two, I thought it would just slow me down. I really remember thinking it would be better to run and have it catch me than to look back and see it coming towards me. That's how terrifying this thing was. I just didn't want to see it again. When I finally broke free from the trees and into the street, the sound stopped. I remember standing under a streetlight trying to catch my breath. I could still feel the eyes on me, watching me from the shadows. But when I looked back, there was nothing there. Just empty, silent woods. When I finally got home, I tried to tell my parents, but they brushed it off as just Halloween jitters. They tried to tell me it was probably some older kids hiding in the woods, waiting to play a prank. I knew what I saw, though. There was no way that face I saw was a mask some kid could make. Later the next day, I heard them talking, whispering about someone else who had seen something strange in those woods the year before. I never took that shortcut again. Even now, I don't know what I saw that Halloween night. A ghost, a trick of the shadows, or maybe something beyond this earth. This Halloween, if you're trick-or-treating, be careful of the shortcuts you take. You never know what might be waiting just off the path.